All right, so this is what I've got planned for April, and I did not hold back. If you saw my plans video, then you saw that I made 10 things. I actually remembered 2 more things, 2 bags that I didn't even feature in that video. 2 that, one you have not seen yet, one you will see. One was the tote bag that I made, the caravan tote from Noodlehead that I made for the Style Maker Fabric Style Tour. And the other one is a Andrea Designs something or another purse. So I didn't even include those. So I made 12 things in March. And so I just figured, let's keep going with that momentum that I've got just from being home a lot. But before I get into showing you what I'm planning on making in April, let me show you these really cute new labels that I got in from this company called Label Weavers. The first one is their traditional label, and it looks like this. Comes on this card, and it's all sewn onto one long strip of taffeta, and then you cut in between those 2 lines. Can you see the 2 lines right there? You cut in between those yourself with pinking shears and sew it into your garments or your bags or whatever it is that you're making. But because it's sewn on this taffeta, it's pretty lightweight and it kind of has this vintage look to it. I think this would be really beautiful in like lingerie, or if you've got like a really lightweight, delicate like cotton voile, I think that would be beautiful in that. The other one they have is the Essential label, and I'm going to pull one out for you. And these are kind of like the step up from the traditional label. First of all, they are pre-cut, so they come to you ready to use. These are only available in 1 color for the background and 1 color for the foreground. Same thing with the traditional ones. You can pick the background color and the text color. There aren't as many background colors for those as there are for these, but this is what the back looks like. And this is the front. I chose this really fun hot pink for all those garments that I make that are just kind of like wild. Like I didn't want to put a traditional label in them. But anyways, the way that they sew these is like very high density threads. So it creates like a really, really crisp line, and the colors are super, super vibrant, which is why it's considered like the more modern version. So you have like your vintage girl and your more modern girl. And I kind of sew in both categories, so I got both of them. And then there's also a bunch of different motifs that you can choose. Like think of it like line art. So if you wanted to put like scissors or a butterfly or something like that, you could put that on there as well. But I just chose a simple modern box. And then the third set that I got are their satin labels. And the satin labels, I got 2 colors, a pink color and then like a grayish color. Satin labels are the most affordable of all the labels. They're just cheaper than woven labels are because the cost to produce them is a lot lower. There's no sewing involved. It's just like printed on. So you can see you have a piece of satin that's been pre-cut for you, and there's like nothing on the back. They are super, super soft. You're probably more familiar with these in like delicate clothing, baby clothing, because they are so soft on the skin. It's not like irritating at all. But you can see here that I did choose a motif for this one. So that's kind of, and it gives you an example of what the motifs look like. The satin labels are only available on like a background like this. But you can choose a ton of different colors for the foreground. And then also there's like a ton of different motifs, even more than the woven labels. There's a ton more motifs. And so I got the satin labels. And then I had them throw in as well some things that I think that you guys would really like too. Like I got size labels. I had them throw in a medium or a 12, depending on if I want to use alphanumeric sizing or numerical sizing. I also got a typical wash tag, wash cold, tumble dry low, and they even have the little symbols for you guys to use. And I have a dry clean only tag as well. So yeah, so I'm excited to start playing around with those and putting them in different garments. And you'll start seeing them pop up here and there on my finished makes. So I picked a whole bunch of things. One, if you haven't seen my makes video, go back and watch that because I talk about a top that I made from this Swiss dot fabric, and I really want to make a matching headband to go with it. I have kind of a lot of this left over, maybe 3/4 of a yard, and the headband doesn't even take that much. So I want to make a fun accessory to wear with that, but also it's like cute and casual, and I can wear it with like, you know, white t-shirt and jeans kind of thing. I think that would be really cute. So the first thing is the headband. The pattern is one that I self-drafted, and I uploaded it as a design space file for Cricut. So if you have a Cricut maker, you can just throw your fabric onto a fabric cutting mat and use the design file that I come up with to cut out all of the pieces. No measuring, none of that. So I'll have the link in the description box for where you can find that design space file. Okay, next up, where should I start? Okay, since we're talking about the makes video that I already did, I'll continue kind of bouncing off of that. So in that video, I also talked about this little like house shirt dress nightgown thing that I made, and I used this pattern for it. I basically made view A, lengthened it, flattened out the hem, and made it into like a dress. You can see it's already kind of long, and mine is only at like the mid-thigh. So I'm gonna do the same exact thing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I'm gonna use this rayon jersey from Joann. You guys probably recognize it. Simply because I don't know, it's just already giving me nightgown vibes, and I feel like if I made it into a t-shirt, I would just wish it were a nightgown. I don't know. It doesn't really go with my style. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's pretty though. So, I do want to make it, but only into like something I would wear around the house. So that's number one. Simplicity 8016 was the pattern number on that. Also, as a continuation from my makes video, are the machine covers. So I made one for my serger already and one for my Cricut, but this is the pattern I'm using, 2106. So I'm going to try and make another. I've got one left for my sewing machine and one left for my serger. So I'm going to try and finish those up this month. I already finished this, so I'll show you this once all three of them are done and I have like a whole, I'm going to do like a full pattern review on this. I mean, why not? I have a lot of thoughts about it, so might as well pass those along. I'm not sure if this is still available or if it's like an Etsy, eBay kind of thing, but who knows? Maybe somebody will find it valuable, but I'll be able to show you all of those things once all of them are done. So I'm going to finish that. Okay, and then everything else is brand new to you guys, right? Right. Okay, so let's go to this. I have this, I think it's rayon, French terry from So English Fabrics. I got it from them last year. I think it was like pretty soon after I moved here, maybe almost exactly a year ago. Oh, it is so soft. It's very lightweight, very drapey, even for a French terry. You can see it has all that drape in it. So I don't want to do like a casual French terry type of garment, you know, where there's no seams and is, you know, kind of athleisure looking. I don't want to do that. I want to do something pretty, but something that's like springy and something where you would want a little bit of that extra warmth from the French terry loops on the back. So I decided on M7319. And I'm going to be making view C, exactly how it is. So this is kind of gives you a better idea of what the pattern lines look like, but in an all over fabric, all over print, not color blocking or pattern mixing or any of that. I'm going to do the sleeve and the shorter hem length too. So I think that'll be really cute. Next I have, okay, so I am like kind of obsessed with this new spring trend. I don't feel like I've seen people styling clothes like this for very long, maybe for a year or two, but it's where you wear like a flowy, cutesy, frilly kind of skirt, and then you pair that with a slightly oversized, lightweight sweater that you either tuck into the front or tie in the front to kind of help with the proportions a little bit. So I decided I wanted to try and make that. with doing some print mixing as well. So y'all might think I'm crazy, but I've been at home for 25 days, so give me a little bit of a break. We'll see if this works. Here is the fabric. It is a rayon. I have no idea where I got it. I have no idea where I got it. I want to say New York, or maybe when I went to Montreal. Maybe. That even doesn't feel right though. Maybe Joanne? Maybe? I don't know. Does anybody recognize this? Anyway, so I have this. It's a rayon challis, really lightweight. And then I have M6965. So it is a high-waisted short. So I thought that that would be cute, but also with the shorter hem length, still comfortable. Because with the frilly skirt, I don't know, I feel like I can't wear mini skirts much anymore. Not mini, but if it's shorts, that's a little bit different. So I am going to be using all the skills that I am acquiring about pant making, and I'm going to apply that to these shorts. And push comes to shove, if it goes really badly, I can easily just throw some elastic into the waistband and that'll solve most of the problems. So I'm going to make those two things, and then to go with it, I am going to make a Seamwork Astoria. It's the long sleeve crop top from Seamwork from like their very first year. It was one of their first patterns that they ever put out of this stripe. And this stripe, I cannot remember the name of the place where I got it from. But yeah, so it's a lightweight sweater knit. You can kind of see just how lightweight that is. And I intend on wearing them together. What do we think? Is this weird? Is this weird? Even if it is weird, then I can always just wear this separately and go find like a solid lightweight sweater. Those are not hard to come by. Stylemaker Fabrics has those super cute sweater knits that they just came out with in their spring collection. So I could just get one of those, but I'm going to try and make this work because this is all stash fabric, you guys. Everything I'm talking about today. Okay, so we've got those two. I've got that, got that. Okay, the other things are so my style for this month, your options are oh shoot, some vest, the Willow vest maybe? Or has that already passed? Oh, no, it's some men's pattern. Red something, men's something or another. Or, shoot, I can't remember the name of the one I'm making. It's like a sweatshirt pattern. You can, there are options between like a hood or like a cowl neck. There's different options for the hem. I don't know. I'm basically just using it as like a base because what I want to do is I don't love the proportions of the pattern as drafted. The sleeves are so long, the cuff is very, very big, and it's just long. Like it comes down to your like low hip, and that just never ever looks good on me. So I want to raise up the hemline like to the waist, maybe like 2 inches below the waist. And I want to install a drawstring in the hem and tie that off to give some like definition to the waist. And then, and I want to make that, let me start with this. I want to make that with this sweatshirt fleece. Okay. It's like a pinky coral sweatshirt fleece. I got it from Stylemaker Fabrics like a year or so ago. Okay. But I want to kind of do like a dressy situation. So I'm pairing it with, a simple basic skirt, maybe the short for the same reasons that I told you before. I have to check and see how much fabric I have, but I'm thinking just like a cute figure slimming, not tight, but you know, kind of like a pencil skirt, truly, if I'm being honest. And at the shorter or like the middle length that they offer, I'm gonna, you know, muslin it and everything just to make sure, because fitted things at the hip usually aren't my forte. But I want to use this leftover fabric. So this was my holiday dress fabric from 2017. And I have a whole bunch of it left over, as you can see, more than a yard. And so I was just thinking that maybe I could make a cute skirt that I could wear with t-shirts and button downs and, you know, cute tops. But I could also like pair it with this sweatshirt for a fun spring casual fancy look, and maybe even find some like sneakers to wear with it. Am I totally losing it? This was a great idea until I started trying to talk to people about it, and now I can hear all of you guys going, I don't know about these last two. But I'm gonna make them anyways. They're separates. I don't have to wear them together if I don't want to. That's just how I'm envisioning it right now. But if it looks a hot mess, then I'll just pair them with other things. It's fine. Okay, so I've also got 2 works in progress that I want to get off my works in progress bench and into my closet. One of them is, and I promise I'm not even going to have the pattern, am I? Oh no, wait. Well, I have this. So it is McCall's 6737. It's just like a bomber jacket. And I was inspired by this fabric combo from a ready-to-wear store in Charleston that charged like, I don't know, a couple $1,000s for a similar look. And I thought, oh, I can make that myself. So here's what I've got done already. Like I said, it is a bomber jacket, and the sleeves are this really pretty snake skin print. And then I've got the sleeve cuff and the collar cuff and the hem cuff all put on here already. This is just waiting on a lining. Oh yeah, I already did the welt pockets. So I'm well on my way on this one. And I think it's gonna be super, super cute, especially for spring. So you can kind of get an idea of what we're working with here. This will be white buttons, and then the buttons will cross over, and it'll be a cute little bomber jacket. So I'm gonna finish that, and then because it's totally inappropriate to sew right now, I wanna finish this vest. And the funniest part about it isn't that it's a vest, it's that it's a red and black buffalo plaid, buffalo check. So it's clearly more of like a fall winter thing, but I gotta get it off my works in progress, and if I delay it, then fall and winter will go by and I will still not have it. But the fabric came from Joann, and it's this really cool like quilted 2-sided. So one side is the buffalo check, and the other side is this gray. And then I have leather bias tape from Simplicity to finish off. Like you can see, it calls for bias binding like all around here. So I have to work on that. This is 7695 if I didn't say that already. And the reason why I stopped making this was because to get around the corners with bias tape, all you quilters out there probably have a gajillion tips for me. If you have one that you love for doing mitered corners, or at the very least just taking bias tape around a right angle or even this 45-degree angle, let me know in the description box, because that's what I started to do. And then it was like, oh wait, I can't just like sew around, like I have to like think a little bit. So I put it away, and then it's been years and I haven't come back to it. So that is what I'm going to be working on this month with my new label weavers labels. So hopefully it'll be a really fun, productive month here in April, just like it was in March. Let me know in the comments section below. I just saw how long this video is. What you're going to be working on in April. Are you sewing for comfort? Are you sewing for isolation? Or are you sewing for optimism and like the thought that one day we'll be able to leave our homes again? So let me know what you're working on. If you're doing Sew My Style, let me know which of the 2 patterns you chose. And other than that, I guess it's going to do it for me today. I will see you all very soon. Bye.